All right, guys, welcome to week 3 of Cox and Bry Talk Kicky. Here we go.
Let's go, baby.
Week 11 of the MLS, coming in strong.
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks into it now, but man, full week.
Absolutely, double game week for a lot of teams. So
16 games, a lot of people playing in the middle of the week. We're going to go over all those games briefly as possible and then get into who we think is the front runners for the MVP if it was to end right now.
Too soon, but fun to talk about.
Hey, good to hear about. Learn who we like the most. On top of that, we're also going to talk about top 10 players as far as salaries.
Yes, that is yes.
Yeah, suspect for sure. We'll get into that, and also some transfer rumors. Everyone's heard about Rooney, but we'll talk about that a little bit. Some other guys who are in the rumor mills. Obviously, the transfer window's closed until July 10th, but we'll talk about that a little bit and answer some of you guys' questions if we get some time at the end. And so,
cool.
That's what we're going to talk about.
Let's jump right in.
Let's do this, boys.
This space, going to leave it for Urruti. Here's Maxi Urruti on the turn. Urruti! That is a
game and level it up.
Simply given away. Ramirez! Oh my words! Audacity and tenacity at its peak.
Change to this league in an instant from where this team was 3 weeks ago to where they are now. Corella dummy. Zardes!
Kicky! All right. Kicky! All right, so we had a packed game week 11 for the MLS. A lot of teams had 2 games this week. So we have 16 games to cover. We're going to try to get through it as quick as possible. Make sure you double check the timestamps so you can see the games you're most interested in.
Oh, yes.
Let's go ahead and get that kicked off, and I'll follow up. Go ahead, Cox.
All right. So we're going to start in the battle of the best in the West versus the beast in the East. We had Atlanta versus SKC playing Wednesday night, one of the mini games that night. And, man, Atlanta had some good chances early on, but Tim Melia was up to the task. And then in the 34th minute, Kiri Shelton got free behind the ATL defense, and Guzan cleaned him out, like absolutely destroyed him. Awarded with a red card for that great tackle, obvious red. And that brought on
for the Atlanta fans, but it had to be done. It was the right call.
It was the right call for sure. That brought on rookie goalkeeper Paul Christensen, the 70th pick from the MLS Super Draft of 2018, and man, what a task.
Wow. From zero to hero real quick.
First moment in a game, I'm not sure hero, but he was definitely there. He was there. Actually, he played pretty well, but great shot.
Tough game to come into.
Definitely.
But
yeah, tough situation
well
for sure.
Well done to him. I'll go ahead and I'm going to give him my commendation.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him.
I back him on it, and it took a great shot from Daniel Shalhoub just outside the box on the 67th that broke the tie, and that ended up being the winner. Super sub Kevin Kratz had a fun little battle with SKC goalkeeper Tim Melia, but Melia was solid, blocked both the shots, cheated a little bit on him, but I thought he did a good job. Gerso Fernandez scored a counterattack goal in the 87th to make it 2-0, and that pretty much solidified it. First time ATL has been shut out in the bins so far in their short career.
That is a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That stadium's been a fortress for Atlanta since they've existed last year. They've played amazing in that stadium, but to be shut out, if somebody's going to do it, I guess it would be the top team in the other conference, but still, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But then, a lot had to do with it. They had to play 10 men almost for most of the match.
I thought they still had a really good game. Tim Melia, to me, was player of the game. Had some really good saves.
Excellent saves.
One on Almiron.
2 mirror saves there.
Yeah, exactly the same against Kratz. And a big save against Almiron later, too.
Poor Kratz.
He's too well known at this point.
Yeah, the keeper was ready for him this time.
He kind of knew it.
And he put it right on the money, too. So it could have easily gone in on any other keeper. So well done to Melia.
I agree. The other sad part was, a lot of people were trying to see who was the best team possibly in the league on an 11-on-11 situation. Hats off completely to SKC doing what they had to do, getting the win. Right. But I think some people were sad they didn't get to see a full 11-on-11 equal-sided
But at the
battle.
same time, like, it is what it is. Whatever happened, and we got to move on. And there's a lot of soccer left to be played, so...
Good 3 points for SKC, for sure. Next game after that was actually on the same night. It was LAFC versus Minnesota. 31st minute, LA's Diego Rossi finds Edward Atuesta, and he buries it in the back of the net. 6 minutes later, little 5'5" Latif Blessing Shortest guy on the field, out jumps 5'10" Francisco Calvo, gets the flick to the back post. I mean, what? You should never have won that ball. And it goes right to Mark Anthony K, and he puts it away, and it's 2-0.
Represent for us short people. Well done.
Dude, Mark Anthony K comes up, gets
Finger
his first
guns.
goal. There you go, Latif. Finger guns. First career MLS goals for both those lads. That's awesome for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hats off to them. Minnesota fought hard in the second half. They had some decent opportunities, but the final was 2-0. Another win for LAFC in their new stadium. Still undefeated, I believe.
Going strong.
Yeah. Next game was on Friday, Vancouver versus Houston. Tough battle, but the scoring was opened up by Tomas Martinez in the 35th minute for Houston. Nice ball played through by Albert Ellis, and a great finish. Ellis has quite a few assists already this year, playing really well. Good finish. 44th minute now, cheeky little set piece from Vancouver. Kendall Waston burns by his mark, plays it front post to Jose Aya, and he taps it in up over the keeper, and it goes into half 1-1. Second half, dying moments of the game, still 1-1. Mauro Manotas of the Dynamo takes a deflected ball and half volleys it beautifully into the net, and Houston gets another winning goal, we think. Man, in the last moments of the game, we think. Or do they? Final minute of stoppage time. Houston needs to clear one more cross to hear the final whistle. Kai Kamara heads the cross over the face of goal, and Kendall Waston saves the team, finds it, and heads it into the back of the net. Feels like a win for Vancouver. Feels like a loss for Houston in that kind of moment. But in the end, both teams grabbed a point, and I thought they both deserved the point. Very even game. 2-2's final. Houston's had some crazy games.
It's good to take away a point at least, but man, to give it up like that.
It's hilarious.
Tough. That's really tough.
They were in 2-2 against LA last week, and they got the winner in the 89th. So
they've been on the other side of it.
Yeah, they've been on those sides. But man, tough. Good point for each of them. I thought it was a fair game. San Jose really needed a win. Winless in their last 7. A second-minute PK certainly helps if you're trying to get that first win in 7 games. Magnus Eriksson slots home the PK, and San Jose's up before the fans are even in their seats. Minute and a half in.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that line you just had there. That was nice.
In the 26th minute, Christian Ramirez, take a bow, dude. What a shot, and what awareness the first time ripped that over the keeper. Did you see that one? Stole it off a guy around the top of the 18 on the corner and just immediately never took a touch, just turned it and ripped it. Goalie was out.
That's one of the most important attributes an attacker can have and a finisher can have is just being able to set and finish, having awareness where's the goal, where the defenders, where the teammates are. That's one of the most important things to have as an attacker, so well done to him.
Really nice. Goes into the half at 1-1. Second half, all San Jose. All Wando, honestly. He has the assist to Danny Hosen in the 69th minute, and then in the 76th minute, Minnesota commits a handy, and Wondolowski puts it away. Another goal for him. Finishes from the spot, finishing 1 goal closer to Donovan's all-time record.
How far away is he right now? 10?
I think he's 9 now after that one.
Okay.
Getting close. Coming up.
Can he do it? We'll see.
We will see, I think.
I hope not.
Man, I think Donovan should keep that. Final was 3-1. San Jose finally gets a win after 7 games. Finally breaking that. Good for them. On to the next game. FC Dallas versus LA Galaxy. Possible game of the week. LA Galaxy keeps finding these high-scoring, crazy games. Maxi Urruti. I'll say it again. Maxi Urruti. Absolutely.
Worth mentioning twice.
Good Lord. Had a ripper last week just outside the box, about 23, 24 yards. Just nailed it in the side of the net. Another amazing goal for the second week in a row. Gorgeous. 1-0, 28th minute. Fast forward to the 44th minute. Mauro Diaz, talk about carrying the team. We'll talk about him in a minute. Plays a great through ball to Roland Lama, who calmly finishes past the keeper, nice and easy, and it's 2-0 Dallas at half. Looking like another tough game for LA Galaxy. Second half, early corner for LA, whipped in and headed home by Olu Kamara, and it's game on. Olu Kamara, 2 weeks in a row, goals for him.
He's definitely in form. Let's keep an eye on him.
He's finding good spots in the field. Didn't take Mauro Diaz, as I said before, long to answer back for Dallas. 53rd minute, he shifts right through the awful LA back line and chips it back post to a wide open Lama, who finishes with a simple header. That's a brace for Lamar and all 3 assists from Diaz for Dallas for that game.
Go on then.
2 goals up, but trouble in the 73rd. Ziegler gets his second yellow, bad foul, gets sent off, and all of a sudden LA Galaxy has a chance. LA scores in the 83rd off a nice finish from Emmanuel Boateng. Zlatan rang the post, man. So hard you could hear it ringing in Mexico. For real. The hardest hit I've ever seen.
Literally, there were reports in Mexico of
they heard something.
Light earthquake and a ringing noise.
The shot heard in Mexico.
Around
just in Mexico.
That area of
Texas.
Of the region of the country.
Just that.
Yeah.
That was in the 89th minute, almost complete the free kick. Final ends up 3-2. Galaxy keeps providing us with thrilling games, but man, I think they would prefer the points. They cannot find points in the last couple games. Tough for them for sure.
We'll have a lot to say about that.
Yep. Next game, New York Red Bulls versus Colorado. 5 minutes in, Bradley Wright Phillips defies physics, somehow plays just an unbelievable, gorgeous ball across the box, and it's tapped in by Daniel Royo. 5 minutes in.
What a player, Bradley Wright Phillips.
Just ridiculous.
Excellent.
Already looking like trouble for Colorado. They've been struggling, but Colorado had to have felt something pretty familiar being down that early. They've been down early a lot. Close match after that, actually, but in the 76th, Derek Etienne Jr. would make it a safe 2-0 lead. Jack McBean got one back for Colorado in the 85th, another tap in, but 2-0 too late. McBean. Jack and the Beanstalk. McBeanstalk. Jack McBeanstalk. Too little too late. Red Bulls secure 3 points. 4 losses straight for Colorado. That is a tough bite there, especially with such a good goalkeeper. They got to get a couple more goals. Somebody besides Baji's got to start putting
paying him a little too much money, if you ask me.
Next game, big game, hyped up big time. Portland versus Seattle, Sunday afternoon on ESPN.
Absolutely.
The 100th meeting between these two clubs.
Banger of a match.
Huge rivals. A lot of social media banter this week. Actually, ex-Sounders man DeAndre Yedlin chimed in on it. Did a little short video for Seattle you can check out. It's pretty cool. But for all the hype, man, the game really lacked some luster. Tough game.
Yeah, it was overhyped a little bit.
Portland was the much better side at home at Providence Park, and finally proved it in the 86th when Sebastian Blanco received a beauty of a through ball from Samuel Armenteros. Neatly chipped Stephen Fry and brought in 3 points for Portland against Seattle. 1-0, final score in that game. Seattle, a little bit of a struggle. I think you're going to talk about it, but they did pull out the win on Toronto, but man, it would have been nice for them to get 2 in a row. Last game for me for the weekend, the nightcap, last game of the week, LAFC versus New York City. Quite a game, a lot of hype around of it. The beautiful Spaniard, David Villa, opens up the scoring 7 minutes in, misses a PK. It's blocked by LA's Tyler Miller, but Villa goes ahead and just finds the back of the net with a diving header, puts his own put back in. He just wanted to assist his own goal, I think. Just wanted to pad the stats.
That's the level he's on, though, you know?
Just having fun out there.
Never defy David Villa.
10 minutes later...
Never.
No. He can't be stopped. 10 minutes later, a little fluky own goal off a corner ties the game at 1 apiece. Game's on, man. Heads into the half, still at 1-1. Then in the 66th, LAFC takes the lead on a loose ball that lands on Carlos Vela's feet, and he neatly finishes it past Sean Johnson. Nice and easy, got lucky, but... it's a good spot for him. LAFC should have scored another to seal the game, but Latif Blessing missed an open net shot, and it was costly, man. In the 75th minute, a loose ball in the 6th is banged home by Ismail Tajori Shradi, makes it 2-2. Just coming back off of injury. He's got like 5 or 6 goals already this year. I think it's 5. Man, I think they're happy to have him back. Last 15 minutes were absolutely bonkers. Both teams could have found a third goal.
Bonkers.
Absolutely bonkers, dude. Could have found a third goal either side, but it finishes at 2-2, and I think they both deserved the point. It was a really fun game to watch.
Good game. I'm okay with ending off the weekend on that one.
And I think New York City really wanted to hand them their first loss in their new stadium, but couldn't get it done.
Absolutely. LAFC looking strong. New York City FC looking pretty strong as well.
Nice little turnaround. I mean, It's a good squad. It was. I think it was a pretty even match.
Absolutely. I mean, if on paper, I would have maybe called a tie before that game as well.
I think they're both pretty good in looking good in form. Tough game last week.
I mean, when Carlos Vela and David Villa go head to head like that, it's going to be something to watch.
Yeah,
It definitely lived up to that.
Yeah, man. So that ends it for the western side. What happened on the eastern side?
All right, here's the eastern side and a couple of those east-west matchups thrown in there. We're going to start off with Columbus Crew against the Philadelphia Union. Not too much action in this game, a couple post hits, but the main event of the match was in the 53rd minute. The new man in town, Gyasi Zardes, he received a cross from Afful, he didn't receive the cross, sorry. Christian Afful switches the field, crossed back in by Christian Martinez, and tapped in by Zardes after the keeper, Andre Blake, can't secure the ball. Classic tap-in goal for Zardes, and he is scoring a lot of goals this season, so keep an eye on him. Good win for Columbus. They'll take it. Philly, really looking for a win. They need it.
Yeah.
Moving on to a big matchup. Big. Toronto and Seattle. Definitely a derby match. Rematch of the MLS Cup final. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Seattle will open up the scoring in the 25th minute with a beautiful run down the right side by Magnus Wolf Akram as he skips past Michael Bradley, who comes in way too quick for the tackle. Megs Delgado immediately after that, and then puts in a through ball to Will Bruin, who buries it. Well done, Will Bruin. That was incredible.
Really good finish, put it top side.
Absolutely.
Really good through ball as well. You could tell that Bradley was kind of lost in the center back position there, all the way down on the edge.
He has been all season. He has been, and I believe he will continue.
Trying to figure it out.
Toronto needs to figure out a lot of problems.
They got some problems, yeah.
But they will strike back in the 40th minute when Vasquez chips the ball into the box as Giovinco pops the ball over Stephen Fry, and Osorio gets up and heads it in, tying the game in the 40th minute. Well done, Toronto. Making it interesting. Thank God. Moving on to the second half, 54th minute. Bruin with a smooth through ball that sneaks between the defenders to find Buana for a crucial finish. Handwala Buana. He's the homegrown from Seattle. Scores the winning goal. He's got an incredible story. I would definitely check that out. And happy to see him score a game winner. All around good feelings for Seattle and their fans. They win the game 2-1. Once again, Toronto. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's rough.
It is sorry. You're doing all of MLS a disservice by playing the way you are with the lineup that you've got. So come on, guys. Are you making the playoffs is even in question right now? So.
Is it just me, or when you say that? What's that guy's name? I can't pronounce it. The guy who scored the winning goal. Handwala. Makes me just want to sing Moana.
Handwala Buana.
Moana.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do every time, man. So I think of. Oh no, awesome for him. Good to see him get his first MLS career goal. Good for him, man.
Absolutely. Moving on, Chicago-Montreal. Not as exciting a game, but we'll see what happens. Not much happens, really, until the 89th minute. Defender bails out Chicago, giving him the only goal of the match as Kevin Ellis, his second goal in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
He has an excellent cut inside from the right wing and left-footed finish at the near post, and sends the Chicago fans into a frenzy. That was insane. That guy is lighting it up. He's a defender. He's saving them, putting the team on his back. Love it.
I was just about to say, let's just let the defender put the team on his back.
I know, right? And Nemanja Nikolic fails to find the net, so
tough.
That's surprising from him, but, can't score every week, I guess. All right, next game up is Montreal against Philadelphia. Not much going on until the 43rd minute. One-touch cross swung in by Gaddis from the left flank, and easy head-in for Corey Burke in his first start for Philly. He's a new signing from the USL, so happy to see him get a goal in his first start. That's awesome. Philadelphia up 1-0 until the 88th minute. Montreal, with a massive defensive lap, allows a cam to collect the ball in the box, poke it over to Harris Mindu-Janin, who hits it off the post and into the net. Philadelphia are going to take that game 2-0. Sorry for butchering that goal scorer's name once again. That's my apologies.
Huge win for them.
Yeah, much needed 3 points, much needed win for Philadelphia. They couldn't have come at a more important time.
It was very important.
And Montreal was shut out twice in the week, so that's tough for them.
I think a lot of teams are starting to figure him out. If you just pile on to Piatti, they don't have much else to do.
Right. Piatti is the team, and he's still playing great, but he can't do everything.
Man, yeah, really well. 5 goals, 6 assists already on a young season, but I think teams are starting to figure it out. Montreal's going to have to find somebody else to move the ball.
Mm-hmm. So let's check back in with Columbus, the hot team in the MLS right now, playing against Chicago Fire. In the 28th minute, no surprise, Federico Higuain converts a penalty kick after Zardes is pulled down in the box while attempting to reach across. His arm was just pulled and clear penalty call. Well done,
Easy
referee.
call.
Easy call. So that Federico Higuain puts Columbus up 1-0. Just after halftime, 50th minute, Colorado will double their lead with no other than Gyasi Zardes.
Yes, sir.
Hansen carries the ball all the way to the goal line on the right side, cuts it back on the ground for an easy tap-in. Signature goal for Zardes.
Yep.
They're tap-ins, but they're goals, and he is right up there at the top of the MLS.
Hey, just do it just like Joseph. Both
Absolutely.
of them just sit there and
Until
tap 'em in.
the 70th minute for the leading goal scorer position as
Yeah.
Ricardo Clark passes a ball on the ground across the top of the box where Grella dummies it for Zardes, runs on it and curls it in the bottom corner. That's not a tap-in. That's a beautiful goal.
That was a banger.
Really, for me, Grella makes that goal.
Heads up play for sure.
Heads up play. It's so tough to have the ability, the mental ability, and the awareness to dummy a ball like that.
Everybody wants to shoot
and know
that.
Zardes is right there behind you. So well done to everybody involved with that. Zardes,
Really nice
goal,
finish,
put him
yeah.
at the top of the league for goals.
8.
And Columbus will win that game 3-0.
That's 8.
Yeah, he's got 8.
8 goals in
At the
12
moment,
games. Not bad.
Josef had 7 goals.
Right.
More on that to follow. For now, though, let's check in at New England against Toronto. Let's see if Toronto can try to turn things around here. But, early in the game, 4th minute for New England, Christian Pania gets the ball around midfield and quickly counters Toronto and finishes for a great quick start. That's big for New England. So that puts them up 1-0 very early. And then just 3 minutes later, Christian Pania again. The Toronto defense passes the ball straight to him. That's the story of their season.
Yep.
Just
Struggling.
mental lapse by the defense. They just pass it straight to him at the top of the box, and the keeper's caught out of position, and that's just pitiful from Toronto.
Oh, just garbage.
Yeah, so they're down 2-0 to New England 7 minutes into the game. Pretty
Good
sad.
Lord.
So right after halftime, we're going to see Teal Bunbury as he carries the ball into the right side of the box and puts the ball into the back post of the goal, deflected off a defender, and that's New England up 3-0 on Toronto. Man, I can't say it enough, Toronto. They got to do something. But well done to New England.
I mean, there's only so long you can blame injuries on this kind of stuff. 3-0 to New England?
And it's not enough injuries to atone for this kind of play.
I mean, even if you have some trouble in the defense, I get it, but you should be able to organize well enough with the talent that you have.
Right. But
3-0.
They will actually end up putting up a fight as Chapman crosses the ball in the 55th minute, and it's knocked in by, it looked like a Toronto goal, but it was actually an own goal by Antonio Delamea. Then at the 89th minute, game gets a little bit interesting for a few minutes as an unlucky situation, kind of questionable call by the ref, gives Toronto a PK, and Giovinco converts it. But that game will end 3-2, so the scoreline doesn't suggest it, but it was pretty much a thrashing of Toronto.
At that point, New England's
and
not
then
looking
right
to
after
attack.
that penalty kick, Sebastian Giovinco sees red for grabbing the face/throat area of the New England players.
Looking a little frustrated.
So definitely frustrated, but that's gonna hurt them next week for sure.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see, especially with only a minute left in the game. Kind of lost his head on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't expect that from someone with that kind of age and experience.
Definitely a little mental lapse by him, but who on Toronto is not having a mental lapse?
They've
right
all
now?
got to be frustrated for sure.
Absolutely. Let's move on to another game. On paper, it doesn't look too exciting. Two low-hanging teams. Real Salt Lake against DC United. Let's see where this goes. DC United early in the 9th minute. Paul Arriola finds himself alone at the PK spot and slots the ball home into the bottom left corner off the volley of a corner kick. Excellent goal for Paul Arriola, the U.S. international.
Yeah.
Great young player to keep your eye on.
Definitely nice.
10 to 12 minutes later, Real Salt Lake, a long cross from Joao Plata finds Baird for a beauty of a diving header.
Corey Baird.
Baird looked like he was Corey Baird looked like he was going to score all 20 minutes before that. So I could totally see that goal coming. He had a very close encounter right before that where he was called offside. So good to see him get on the score sheet.
Yeah, for sure.
And also make this an interesting game. It's a 1-1 tie right now at the 21st minute. 3 minutes later, you're going to see Mora receive a red card. So that's going to put DC at a slight advantage. And Real Salt Lake will take advantage of that. Just 2 minutes later, Brooks Lennon collects a bouncing ball, cuts it back for Rusnak, who gives a one-touch finish to the far post and take the lead right after the red card, putting Salt Lake up 2-1. Wow, Mora must be kicking himself for that.
Talk about capitalizing on
Absolutely.
opportunity.
So second half, 56th minute, Rusnak with a long ball to Severino, who effortlessly chips the ball up and around the keeper. And that's going to put Salt Lake up 3-1. They're absolutely flying right now. They're going to love having 3 points. But DC makes it interesting in the last couple minutes. 83rd minute, Birnbaum gets on the end of a bouncing cross from Nick DeLeon. And but unfortunately, that game's going to end 3-2 for Real Salt Lake.
Yep.
Not unfortunately for Nick Raimondo, who picks up his 200th MLS victory.
Wow.
The GOAT. Let's give a hand to Nick Raimondo.
Unbelievable.
What a goalkeeper.
Good for him, man.
Hats off to him.
Love that guy. My man of the match in the last 2 matches, I think, is Corey Baird. No, Corey Baird for me.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely killing it. Coming off of 3 national championships with Stanford, and he's looking to get some more championships. It looks like he's putting goals in the net and looking really good up there up
Playing
top.
like a vet.
I think so.
He's got wheels too.
Hey, yes.
So
man,
fun player to watch. Definitely keep an eye on him.
Sliding through like he's wet.
Last game I'm covering for the weekend. Atlanta United against the Orlando City Lions.
Hype game.
Match to see. 2 top of the conference for the East Side.
New young rivalry.
Big boxing match. Let's see what happens here. 10th minute. Penalty kick for Atlanta United. Is it the right call or not?
I think so. Garza made a nice move. He sold it a little bit, but they clipped him.
Yeah, they clipped him. And Garza was actually at the edge of the box in the corner, facing away from the goal. Wasn't a huge threat, so I don't know why they felt the need to pull him down like that, but they did, and it's the right call. And Josef Martinez will convert that to tie back up with Gyasi Zardes with 8 goals. Top of the league. Well done to Josef Martinez. 31st minute. Garza with a cool low cross to the top center of the box where Barco drives it off the crossbar in the top left corner of the goal. Huge goal for Atlanta United. Huge goal for Barco.
Really sick.
Wow. That was excellent. That goal deserved to be in this big derby match.
Oh, yeah.
So that was really fun to see. But Orlando will knock one back at the 57th minute as Will Johnson rips a long-range shot. Kahn parries it. It was an excellent shot, but Kahn can't catch it. And right into the feet of Justin Merrim, who slots it home. That's 2-1 for Orlando, and the rest of this game was a huge nail-biter. Got real heated. Saw cards flying around everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Fans throwing stuff onto the field.
Oof.
The Orlando fans throwing stuff onto their home field. Trash, bottles.
Why would I didn't understand why they did that. I get that they were upset with the ref.
It got heated. It's a big derby match. You want to win, obviously. To go down like that is tough, but obviously Orlando City front office saw the error in their fans' ways, and they issued an apology.
Yeah, so they sent out a
for
little...
their fans' actions. You want to go ahead and read that out for us?
Yeah. So they put out a statement on the website, and they said...
Goodness gracious.
Man, I just could not believe that the fans did that on their home field. But they said, Orlando City SC does not support or condone the unacceptable actions taken by fans at Orlando City Stadium during Sunday's match against Atlanta United. Fans are strictly prohibited against throwing dirt, debris, or objects onto the field. The club is using available resources to identify offenders who will be penalized for their behavior in accordance with Major League Soccer and Orlando City Stadium relegations. Orlando City SC takes pride in the passion of its supporters and how they make Orlando City Stadium the most difficult venue to play in
Okay.
in MLS.
That's debatable.
Had to
but
pause there
continue.
because, but the safety of fans, players, officials, and staff members is our top priority. So good for them for making the statement. But they did decide to kind of throw in the little, well, we do have the most passionate, pride-filled fans.
You do have some passionate fans. I'll give you that. But that's a debatable statement.
Seattle, you could
shame on
say.
you, Orlando fans. That's not cool.
I mean, to do it on your home field, I don't understand.
Those are your players, the opposing team's players as well. I get that, but those are your own players, your own field. Come on, guys. Have
Show some
respect
class.
for your team and the other team, no matter what the score is. Come
I agree. Love the passion, but that's uncalled for.
You don't see that when Barcelona plays against Real Madrid.
No.
You don't see that at the Manchester Derby.
No.
Have some class. You
That's-
see it in like Russia with their racist fans.
Right, right.
Come on, we can do better than that, y'all.
That got a little crazy. Good game, though. Really
That
good
would have
game.
never happened under the Obama administration, I will say that.
It's just getting so out of hand. So is that it for the week for you?
Yeah, that about wraps it up for me in the East. But I guess with that, we can move on to our touch of the week.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the top 10 highest paid players in the MLS. Because I saw this tweet go out this week, and last month, and
May 11th.
a couple days ago. I saw this tweet go out a couple days ago, and the more I looked at it, the more frustrated I was. There's some right things on it. There's some things I agree with, and there's some where I'm just over here scratching my head. So let's go ahead and pull up that top 10 highest paid players tweet that was posted, and let's talk about it for a second. Now, for me, the people on this list I agree with are Sebastian Giovinco,
Definitely.
Carlos Vela,
Yep, no question.
David Villa,
Oh, for sure.
Ignacio Piatti,
Nacho has got to be on the list.
and Diego Valeri.
Definitely.
All of those
No
deserve
question.
to be in the top 10 highest paid players in the MLS.
Instrumental on their teams, staples of their teams, very important. Carlos Vela, I know he's brand new, but
And
influential.
even some of those on the latter end of that list I just gave you deserve a little more money.
yeah, more money for sure. I would
Diego
think.
Valeri probably should be moved up on that list.
Yep.
So should Piatti. But now let me highlight who I think shouldn't be on this list, and tell me if you disagree with any of them.
Right.
I don't think Michael Bradley should be on the list, and if he is, maybe at lower end. But I don't think he should be on it at all.
He's here at 6.5. I mean,
Especially given his play so far this season.
to put him above all these other guys, it just doesn't really
I think that Bastian Schweinsteiger should be on it, but not making that much money.
Yeah,
He's making
Schweini.
$6.1 million according to this. For me, at his age, what he can put out, I get that they're paying for the name, but I think he would deserve somewhere around $2.5 to $3 million.
Well, when he came through, he was coming in at the right time for sure.
Right, and he played well
off
last
the World
season,
Cup.
so maybe that's why they gave him that contract. But his play has not been great this season.
I think he's deserving of that. He's proven himself
And,
over the years.
I get that clubs aren't fortune tellers when they give these contracts, and injuries are the same. Like, you don't know if somebody's going to tear their ACL the next day after you give them a new contract.
Right.
So I'm not saying these clubs are ridiculous and wrong. I'm just saying I disagree with them this far.
That's fair. I think Schweinsteiger, before you keep going, deserves the money he's making. He did great. He won the World Cup with his team. He was a starter on that team. I understand that was a few years back. But
on that one I can agree to disagree.
that's okay.
But for me, I don't think he should be making that
Yeah,
much.
all right.
Giovanni Dos Santos.
Oh, my gosh.
No, thank you.
What?
Like
him
we
outta
mentioned
here.
before, voted the most overrated player by the other MLS players.
Hats off
and
to his agent for getting him $6 million a year. Good job,
best
agent.
and I think everybody
Lord.
should sign him as their agent. Josie Altidore shouldn't be on the list.
No.
Tim Howard shouldn't be on the list.
Great player.
Josie Altidore has been injured, so maybe if he comes back, bangs in a few goals, he could change my mind. But
Yeah, but $5 million
even last
too much.
season, I don't think he was worth that much. So
$5 million is overpriced for
yeah,
sure.
a little too much.
Tim Howard,
And,
probably
I
not
understand.
that overpriced.
I
but-
understand. Before anybody gets upset, that I have named a lot of U.S. international players on my list of people that shouldn't be on that list, and
Yeah.
Maybe it is because I'm a little salty about failing to qualify for the World Cup, but that's part of it. That is.
I think they're getting a little comfortable.
This is an amazing country, and my opinion is that they're trash.
Yes, I agree. Backing you up.
Now, if we're going to take those people off the list, who should we add to it?
So, for me...
Yeah, go ahead and we'll see if we line up on these.
Yeah, I totally support you on the 5 that you said. I think Giovinco's definitely on that list. Villa, Villa, Piatti, Valeri, all on there for sure. Bradley Wright-Phillips, in my opinion, playing unbelievable the last 2 seasons, deserves to be on that list.
100%, I agree. He's only on $1.5 million.
1.5 million, way too little for him. I mean...
He's on $1.5 million, and...
It's just...
Sorry.
He needs an increase for sure. Miguel Almiron, next one for sure. Playing out of his mind. I think he deserves to be higher up on that list. What's he making? Like 1.9?
About 1.9, so he's close to the list, but
not there, and I think he's definitely deserving more than some of these
and
other
he's a
guys
young
we're
player,
talking about.
so...
I get that,
I think he's aware of that too, but
yeah.
he's going to probably be making some demands here soon.
Yeah,
so.
I feel like he's on the way to a big paycheck. Diego Rossi, another young guy. I mean, he's only 20, but unbelievable player. Playing really well for his club. I think he definitely deserves a pay increase. I understand that he's on a different salary right now, but he needs a big paycheck next time around. I think he definitely deserves to be on this list. Schweinsteiger, we talked about. I think he deserves to be on here. That's where we disagree. I will agree with you that he needs to be paid a little bit less, but still around 5 in my opinion.
Paying for the name. Paying for a World Cup champion. Paying for a ex-Bayern Munich star.
I'll take that.
I get it.
Yeah. And then my last one might be a surprise, but Sebastian Blanco out of Portland. I think he's influential.
It's a little bit of a surprise to me. Explain yourself.
I just think he hides under the shadow of Valeri on a very good Portland team that is just winning games in a good way.
Valeri does cast a large shadow.
Yes, for sure. Blanco in there, definitely influential. I just don't think he's making nearly enough money. He's a designated player.
After offloading Nagby, maybe they have the cash.
Possibly, yeah. he could definitely use a bump. I think he's only making a little over $1 million. He's a designated player, so he's going to make 7 figures, obviously, but it's not that much above, like, right around $1 million. I think he deserves at least 2, 2.5, somewhere around the bottom of this list.
I applaud you for fighting for the little guy.
Yeah.
Underrated players.
Thanks,
I like
man.
that.
What about you?
I totally agree with that list. Minus him.
Okay, fair.
But I would put in Federico Higuain.
I mean, it's tough to keep him off the list. It really is.
Come
he's only
on,
making 1.05.
He is the crew.
1.05 million is all he's making.
He carried them through the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Last season.
He was unreal.
He's carrying them this season.
Without Zardes, they would still be 100% carried by him.
Absolutely. Zardes has strength in the squad for sure, but Federico Higuain pulls all the strings.
Yes.
His stats, to me, are good. They're not great, but they aren't... they don't really tell a story of what kind of player he is, how much he actually affects their attack,
right?
How much he comes back and helps on defense. Like, he's only got 3 goals, 4 assists.
Yeah.
So, but for me, we can use this as a segue into our next topic. If the MVP award were to be given out right now, what are your top 3 in order? I put him at the top of my list.
Really?
Yes, I did.
Wow. Please explain that one to me.
You know what?
I
I don't think I need to do that much explaining. He does it all on the field. And if you actually watch the games in entirety of the Columbus Crew, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't know, man. His numbers
and
don't
I get
even really
stats
show
are a
it.
part of it. Goals are a part of it. He does have 3 goals.
I get
4
that he's
assists.
influential,
So
but I
he's
think
he's making impact. But if you watch the game, he's a part of every attack.
Yeah.
He's a part of a lot of the defense.
I agree,
And
but
he's
is
pulling
that
all
a
the strings.
situation?
If he was not in the center of that field, their attack would fall apart.
And that kind of falls into the category I was going to say is he that guy just because there's no one else in the midfield with him to work with him? He's got to make all the plays. He is the guy.
But he does it.
Yes, he does.
And
but
there's not many people in his position that could just do that.
Does he shine so much just because he is the one guy, though? There's no one else to carry the shadow at all.
I don't think that's why he shines to me. But, I don't know, I feel like, I don't know, just watching him, I can see the quality.
I love it, man. I love it.
Quality.
Not many people would
That's
pick
something
that.
I believe in.
Go for it. Higuain's your guy. I love it.
Now, he's the front runner for me for MVP.
Okay.
But my second 2 are probably a little bit more popular choices. Miguel Almiron.
Mm-hmm.
6 goals, 5 assists
Yep.
for Atlanta, and then Carlos Vela.
Yeah.
He's just come into this league, taking it by storm.
6 goals, 5 assists
Just
as well.
won the hearts of all the LA fans.
I mean, crushing it.
Probably some of the LA Galaxy fans have converted over just because of him.
They've got to. I mean, that's a fun team to watch.
Can't wait to watch him in the World Cup.
I think it's going to be great. Mexico's going
It's
to
going to
have a
be
good
awesome.
team, I think.
6 goals, 5 assists for him as well. Him and Almiron, same stats. So Almiron, for me, barely edges him out just because he's a young, new, exciting player. Carlos Vela's had a roller coaster of a career, but it's good to see him resurge like this.
Definitely.
It makes me excited to watch that kind of thing. So
It's really cool.
And
for me,
he's on that top 10 highest paid list. He's earning his dollars.
I think so for sure. And for me, talking about that list again, I think Miguel Almiron definitely deserves to be up there. I love that he's on your list. He's on the top of my list.
Oh, number 1 for you.
6 goals, 5 assists, like you said. He's influential. Similar to what you said with Higuain, he plays great defense. He comes back, steals the ball a lot, begins the counterattack. Man, he's faster than everybody.
I feel like we haven't
against.
looked at the camera in a while, so.
Hey, guys.
So, looking at you, and.
Sigh.
I didn't mean to ignore you guys.
For me,
I was really into this.
Yeah, this is good talk. I know it's early, but
a friend of mine told me I need to look at the camera more often, especially if we're going to sit like this, so I've not done that. And I will make a conscious effort to work on it.
cheers to you. For me, second on the list, Piatti, definitely very instrumental.
Respectable choice.
Yeah, 5
So you've
goals.
got Almiron, then Piatti.
5 goals, 6 assists, really instrumental for them. I mean, I forget who they were playing, but last week, 3 assists and a goal in one game. I mean, just ripping it up.
So fun to watch.
Hugely influential for
Definitely
them.
understand that choice.
Third for me, BWP. Got to be BWP.
It was hard for me not to include him, but I don't know.
Same exact stats as Almiron and Vela. 6 goals, 5 assists. All those guys right there in the hunt.
He's an older gentleman, but you wouldn't know
What a
it.
player.
You wouldn't know
What
it.
a player. I mean, he's unreal. I think he definitely deserves to be there. I understand that they have a team that's on fire right now, scoring a lot of goals.
Still think he
but
deserves a World Cup spot, England.
give him a call.
Maybe that's just me, but
Speaking of England, on to our next segment.
yes.
Wayne
Yeah, let's talk about
Rooney,
this just for a second.
the
because It is
Roonster.
a rumor mill.
It is a rumor. It is a rumor, but
Wayne Rooney possibly coming to DC.
$12.5 million.
I don't hate the sound of that. He is coming towards the end of his career in the Premier League, but I think he has a lot to give still, and I think he could really bolster that DC squad, and they definitely need it.
Yeah.
So for me, do it. I don't know about the price tag.
Yeah, the price.
So
For me, it seems to me like they're buying
I
him.
want to say 16 is what I've heard. 16 million. So
Yeah.
I just don't think.
For me, it's like, are they buying him just to fill seats, or is he actually someone they
is
think
it like
is
a
going to be an
Schweinsteiger
influential
kind of thing?
player?
Like you're paying for the name and.
Is he going to be that guy that builds your team
But
for
I
the year to
think- I
come?
honestly
Is
think
he
he
actually going to put in goals for them? I mean, that's tough to say. I'm not certain.
I think he
that
could.
they should go ahead and buy a guy a little bit younger. Maybe build
It's
a team
tough to
around.
do. Tough
With
to
them,
do.
they're in a kind of rebuilding situation, but I agree. It is tough for them
the
for sure.
MLS is not in a position to attract someone that younger with that kind of quality.
Yeah.
Some.
Other
Yeah,
names that were floating around, actually, DC said they were reaching out to these guys as well, just kind of seeing what they could get.
Put in a little feeler,
Just a little, see if it's
what
warm
happens.
in the waters. Torres possibly going to Chicago Fire. That was a rumor.
Interesting.
Tevez was
I think
out
he has
there.
a lot to give too. Tevez,
A little over the hill, but
not my favorite of the three.
you know, it would be cool is if Tevez joined Wayne Rooney and it'd be the old Manchester United starting front. That would be pretty dope.
Well,
Go ahead and
See,
pick off Berbatov.
I believe
Berbatov can come
Rooney-
off the bench. That would be
all
insane.
right, now calm down. Calm down. Just shh.
Other than that,
You're so sweet.
oh, dude,
Just-
wouldn't
you're
it be?
adorable.
Wouldn't it be just incredible? And in the nation's capital, it'd be unreal.
Oh my
Man
gosh,
United
now you're
jerseys
doing it.
everywhere. There'd be more Man United jerseys than DC United jerseys.
Yeah, probably. So as far as that goes for me, I still think Rooney and Torres would have a lot more to give. Tevez seems like
Iniesta is also in the rumor mill, and Balotelli. Neither of those I'm not
I don't
certain
know.
about, but
I think Iniesta's probably going to end up in Japan.
yeah, and
From what I've
Balotelli
heard so far, and Balotelli, that's
could do better. I think
a very distant rumor, but
there's
hey,
more money in Europe.
He's had a good season, so I don't
Yeah.
see him leaving Europe.
Yeah.
And you know him. He likes the. He likes
He likes to be
the
talked
flash.
about.
He likes to be in the spotlight. He's crazy, man, but I love him, and he had a good season. So
Yeah,
I
he did.
think he will probably stay over there and continue to do what he's doing.
So
Hey, I'd love to have him.
that would be cool.
I'm not saying no.
We'll keep talking about it, but
And then if we keep talking about it, maybe it'll
Maybe it'll
spark
happen.
up some interest.
Could possibly.
We are.
We could be the one that seals the deal.
You're gonna see everybody else wearing Hawaiian shirts next week.
Dude, aloha.
Also because it's hot out.
Welcome to summer. Oh, I'm so happy it's hot out. Yeah, but DC United, you're welcome in advance because we're going to get Rooney for you guys with our promotion. So you're welcome.
We'll try.
Other than that, just keep an eye out for that. Transfer window is not open until July 10th, so we won't see anything before then. But after the World Cup, it's always a good time for moves to be made. Other than that, man, what about next week? Who are you excited to see in the next couple of games for the coming week?
Well, I need to let you know about that. Games I'm excited about next week.
Toronto FC and Orlando City.
Do I think Toronto's going to be able to put up a fight? I hope so. Because I think maybe they've just been beaten down, and if they don't turn it around next week, I don't know when they will. But it will be tough to do against Orlando, so maybe keep an eye on that game. If you watch the first half and it looks like Toronto's just not doing anything, maybe change the channel.
Yeah, just go to something else. Other than that, real quickly, Portland and LAFC on Saturday at 3 o'clock.
There.
Going to be a great game. Atlanta United and New York Red Bull is playing Sunday night. That's the end of 3 very tough games for Atlanta United. If they could pull out another win, 2 out of 3 between those tough teams that they've been playing, that would be huge for them. That's going to be a really fun game to watch. That's the primetime 7 o'clock Sunday 5:20 game.
And then, but Saturday night's primetime, New England against Columbus. New England's looking good right now. Columbus looking great right now. And also, it's just, you always want to watch Columbus. They're a fun team to watch.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Federico Higuain, come on, guys.
Great player right there. Guys, going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it.
Cool, so yeah, that's definitely what to look forward to for next week. You heard all about this past week, so I hope you all enjoyed the show. And thanks for watching. If you stuck with us thus far, all like 4 or 5 of you, check in with us on Twitter this week.
Yep.
Let us know what you thought about the show.
Go ahead and send us
ask us any questions.
You can
like and
email us
retweet
as
everything
well.
we have. You can see us when we make exchanges with Alexi Lalas and such.
Right.
Because we do
normal
that.
Stuff. We did hear that some people were sad they couldn't really get their statement out because the tweet character limit is so short. If you don't like how short it is, you can email us, coxandbrytalkkicky@gmail.com. Send us your email with your full thing there. We'd love to talk. We'll
Beep, boop, beep, boop.
we'll give you a shout out and
Peter
answer your
Higgs.
question. Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't already, and just comment on this YouTube video. We'll talk there as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it for the end of the week.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day. We will see you guys next Monday.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for watching.
Take care.